4.5, 4 or closer to 5 to David. And they came. Jonathan came from a group called New Band,
Uh-huh.
um, and they played kind of mostly jazz funk. And Sharon Bryant came from a group called South Road Connection, which was about a 10-minute walk from my house up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And they were R&B. And then they were about like a year and a half older than David and I. We were the next group coming up, Unchained Youth. We were funk and pop and R&B. And we all merged together. Make a long story short, we all merged together some years down the road and took the big trip out to LA, caravan out there,
Mm-hmm.
and had a few apartments and played so many gigs, regular hours, after hours, mid hours, loaded our own equipment, didn't have any roadies or anything. But it got us tough and it got us ready for the music industry. And we finally landed a deal um, at A&M Records. And then we changed it. Well, we changed the name to Atlantic Starr from the three names that we had because we were just called, I think we were just using the name New Band
Uh-huh.
until then. Yeah.
And so back in that time, now we're looking at what? Now we're going into the 80s when you all
Mm-hmm.
finally landed the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing is that for a group to be playing straight up R&B the way you all were, that was the thing, to get that many guys together and have a girl singing with them and that lead singer. But there was such a distinct sound that Atlantic Starr gave that just made folks fall in love with you all. And you and I talked about what that was. It's the poetry to it. And what else, Wayne?
Yeah. It's definitely the poetry. And melodically, um, there was something that I think kind of related to the audience as well, the soothing notes.
Yeah.
And then we had a producer who was just a genius, James
Yeah.
Carmichael. He's the one who was doing all the Motown stuff, and he produced the Commodores. But when he got a hold of us, it was like we were his kids or something. The way
Yeah.
he got into our sound and got into us and just nurtured it and made it helped to greatly to make it what it was. We got to give a lot of credit to him.
Hmm.
Yeah.
One of the things that I remember is we have a friend. He did a lot of sound for you all, E.K. Jones or E. Kevin Jones.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, and that's how I was introduced to you all and came out on the road a couple of times. And I was backstage at a show and you all opened for Jeffrey Osborne. That's when he
Mm.
had left LTD and he was doing his solo piece. And when I tell you, after you all finished, I mean, the floor was just wiped up. Boom, 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 boom. Jeffrey had a hard time after that coming out, coming on after you all. And I said at that point to Kevin, I said, they're going to be headlining soon. And it was shortly after that that you all started going out on your own dates and you had some folks opening up for you. When
Yeah.
I think about Atlantic Starr, I just think about Circles. I think about Secret Lovers. I think about Always. I think about songs that had, like we've been talking about, that poetry, that flow, that
Hmm.
is not like the music today.
No,
What are your
no.
thoughts about the music of today?
Well, because today they're not having the experiences that we had. People are not really falling in love with each other.
Mm,
It's more of a sexual attraction,
okay.
and lots of times babies come out of it, and then it's just baby daddy, baby mama, whatever. But it's not really
The
con-
romance.
yeah, the romance and connection between the two. So if you're not romancing, you don't have anything to talk about that has to
Hmm.
do with romance.
Hmm.
So you talk about the things that are going on in your life, and that's the bad part of today's music. They have lost basically, like you said, they lost the romance. The
Mm-hmm.
romance was lost. So, and then nobody plays a real musical instrument now. So music is not coming from their soul
Mm-hmm.
and their heart and soul and from their fingertips. They're just downloading a beat that's already there and then spitting to it. So it's not the same organic music that you was getting,
Mm-hmm.
back in the day.
So in just a
The
moment, we're
Atlantic
going to
singer
play
Wayne
one of your
Lewis, according to
videos
reports, he has
from
died
a
at the age of
recent show, so people
68.
can
They
get
said,
a
please keep
taste
family in your
for when we bring them
see
back.
the R&B Music Group's Facebook page wrote. A representative to reporters but didn't share a cause of death. The singer Wayne Lewis of Atlantic Starr passed on at the age of 68, like I've told you, and they shared the news in an announcement on their social media, that is on Facebook and IG, Instagram, and they said, it's with great sadness we have to post the passing on of Wayne Lewis on June 5th, 2025. Please keep the family in your prayers and respect their privacy. Then they concluded with an hashtag Wayne Lewis, rest in peace, fly high. Sunset 6th May 2025. And the news galvanized fans who swiftly shared their tributes online, and amongst the comments they said, his burn gave my generation so listening pressure. The generation they're talking about, this generation of the 80s, the 90s, right from the 70s, late 60s, and of course, even a few years later within the late 90s. So many people are still coming out to share their messages of condolences to the whole family, the group, and of course, they are going through a very tough time right about now. Aside from Wayne, the current members of the Atlantic Starr are his brother Jonathan Lewis.